Speed and agility are two of the most important aspects of martial arts, especially for those who engage in some sort of sparring or free fighting. The elastic body is entirely concerned with producing the lightness and agility that is required to move with speed and precision. Let's have a look at this very interesting and often neglected area of body method development. So if the heavy body is the connection to the downwards direction, then the elastic body is its equal opposite. This is the development of the upwards aspect in our bodies. Here we're looking at developing agility and speed, and these two things are often dependent on swiftness and lightness in the body. If we're very heavy and very fixed in our routing and position, it's often very hard for us to move with speed and agility. Of course, heaviness is a very practical attribute and it's very useful in many situations, but so is the ability to go as light as a feather and move with extreme swiftness. So the elastic body attribute deals directly with this situation, this idea of becoming light, swift and agile. The best way that I can describe the elastic body feeling is to ask you to experience and pay attention to the sensation of when you jump off the ground and you reach the apex of the jump. Feel the condition in the body. As you go up, you're accelerating upwards and the body is being compressed as we go up. Once we reach the top of the jump, we suddenly become extraordinarily light. The insides of the body feel very light, and then we start to return to the earth. This lightness is the lightness that I talk about when we are talking about how we train the elastic body. The more that we train elasticity in the tissues, which I'll get to in a minute, the more this ability to go light as a feather inside appears. And this gives us access to agility, swiftness, very rapid movements like high kicking and things like that, that if we were just experiencing or manifesting the solid state, the immovable mountain state, then we wouldn't be able to access. So the elastic body relates very closely to the tissue lines that we develop in the connected body. And what we're trying to do now that we've created this taut body state and we've connected the body together, is start to develop elasticity in those same lines. This sort of rebounding or bouncing sensation in the tissues. Our tissues are made up of elements that are structural, which hold the tissues in place, and elements that are elastic, which allow the tissues to bounce and rebound and stretch. It's those elements of stretch and rebound that we're trying to develop in the elastic body. But essentially, we're looking at how the muscle tendon unit and the ligaments and the connective tissues that link all of the muscles together are able to stretch and rebound at great power and speed. To do this, we do a lot of bouncing work, we do a lot of rebounding work, we do work where we're trying to connect to the rebound when we hit the earth, and all of these things start to apply this stretch and recoil into the tissues of the body. Over time, this constant stretch and recoil actually develops the elastic elements in the body, and we become much more sort of bouncy and able to manifest this light feeling as and when we need to. This development process is, again, very reliant on the steps that come before it. We do need to understand what the connected body lines are before we can add elasticity to them. So we must train connected body before we start elastic body. So we have to be careful about how we train things like rebounding. We must develop the tissues first through connected body, and then we can add elasticity to that already developed body. But the benefits of elastic body training are clear to anybody who engages in any sort of free form or free fighting martial arts. The ability to move with extreme speed and agility can really negate someone's superior power. If I'm able to move out of the way of someone's force, then that force amounts to nothing because it never touches me. So understanding and being able to manifest elastic body attribute as and when we need to can be the difference between accepting force onto my frame, let's say getting punched in the face, and getting out of the way. So a lot of the training that we do in the elastic body method is training towards this ability to go from 0 to 100 and back to 0, to suddenly explode out of the way of incoming forces and then be able to go back to a solid state, let's say a heavy and stable state, or to continue this lightness so that we can really evade and then return towards the opponent using attacks. So the elastic body is all about agility and speed. It gives us this amazing ability to evade and move with rapid changes. And it certainly is an area that shouldn't be ignored by any martial artist who is interested in free exchange, sparring, or competition. Elastic Body Foundations is available at martialbody.com. Head over there and check out this very interesting and often neglected area of body method training.